season is underway. Premier League runners-up Arsenal have defeated champions Manchester City to clinch the Community Shield. The Gunners have clearly drawn the first blood in the rivalry between the two clubs, but is this triumph a statement win? That's what we are going to discuss in this live. Hello and welcome to WION Sports Extra. I am Nikhil Mathur and I'm joined by my sports writer Digvay Singh Deo and by my colleague Vidur Kathuria.
Not just is the Premier League season technically underway, the new week is underway. So all of you boys recharged after good weekend playing football, I see.
Yeah. So, but this win clearly gives Arsenal a psychological boost going into the Premier League
I
season.
know, that's what they're saying. That's what Ramsdale said. But I don't think it's a psychological boost. It's actually a shot in the arm for them thinking, you know what, we can beat Man City, even if it's on penalties. I think when you look back at the stats, Arsenal led 248 days of last season.
Yeah.
And I think that's the longest any team has led the Premier League without winning it.
Yeah.
But we spoke about this in March, in April, and we said Arsenal are going to be soft.
Yeah.
They've never had that sort of experience of challenging for the title in a long, long time. And that's exactly what happened. The City's depth showed. Arsenal didn't have the depth and they sort of crashed out. I think for them, psychologically, it's a boost. They can now sort of go toe-to-toe with City over the course of the season, believing that, yes, when it comes to the crunch games, we can win it. Last year, they played City thrice across competition. They lost all three. I think it was 8 goals for City and 3 for Arsenal. Not my number, I read it somewhere. So, clarification there. So, I just think that this win doesn't sort of tell us that they're going to win the championship or the Premier League. City are a beast.
Yeah. So as the video said that they did not have the depth last season, but with Arteta unleashing his 3 new signings, do you think now they have a well-rounded squad?
Well, they certainly have done very well in the transfer market. There is no denying that. Declan Rice, Timber, and of course Kai Havertz are all, very, very good signings. They definitely improve Arsenal's squad. And to be honest with you, that's all you can do. You have an absolute monster in Manchester City, the best club in the world, the best run club in the world, arguably. They are treble winners. They are going to be overwhelming favourites. They are overwhelming favourites heading into the new season. But winning the community...
In fact, any team which wins it apart from City, will call it an upset.
Yeah.
That's how massive they are. They're the best team in the world.
But, winning the Community Shield, what does it mean? It doesn't really mean anything going into the new season because, who won it last time? Liverpool. And what happened to them? Absolutely nothing. Manchester...
Oh, by the way, City have lost 3 straight in a row.
Yeah.
They lost.
And they'll take it. Obviously, Community Shield is... But for Arsenal, as Digvijay said, it means that the players that they put out, they can, get the better of Manchester City. So it will be a confidence. And plus, it gives them momentum heading into the new season. And if they can start off well, then of course they led last time as well. But, it's momentum heading into the new season. That's how they will look at it.
I just want to add something. For me, the only thing which mattered for me is the fact that Arsenal scored in the 9th or 10th or 11th minute of added time.
101st minute. That was
11th minute.
Yeah.
So that shows that there's a mentality of not giving up, which has perhaps been something associated with Arsenal even right from the days of Wenger.
Yeah.
Sort of then after Wenger, it was sort of free fall, right? You had Unai Emery and I don't know, quite a lot of them up and down, right?
Yeah.
They were soft.
Yeah.
Arsenal was soft. Arsenal would go and beat all the small teams. When it came to the big boys, where the maximum they could manage was a draw. And even at home, they used to get hammered.
Yeah.
So I think that was important that they showed the fight. Again, when you talk of signings, Trossard technically is a new signing because he joined in the January window.
No, and that last year's loss is surely going to hurt Arsenal, and I think that's what they are doing now. They don't want to give up. They want to give.
No, but Nikhil, it's not about that loss hurting them. We realized and we sort of expected City to win the title because City know how to get the job done.
Yeah.
You just go back to the couple of years Liverpool didn't win the title, but it gave them that impetus to finally go and produce that season in the pandemic year when they sort of, I think just before the pandemic, they had not lost a single game. They'd won everything.
Yeah.
So, you just can't assemble a squad. I mean, look at Al Nassr. You had Cristiano Ronaldo. You still couldn't win the league. Al Hilal couldn't win the league. Somebody else who won the league.
Yeah.
So you can have the best squad, but to play together, to sort of come together and display that sort of championship mettle, that is not forged overnight. That comes over a period of time when you take the good and the bad and you learn to move together.
Yeah.
That's what makes a good team.
And I was watching the highlights of yesterday's match, and it wasn't a friendly. Arteta got a yellow card and they were up for it. They were giving it their all. So it's good to see that intensity from Arsenal.
That's important, the intensity. And this is also no Jesus over here.
Yeah.
So, and you know, the thing with Havertz is he will create chances. He can't score.
Yeah.
And he's not that proven goal scorer, but hey, he won a Champions League for his team against Man City.
And talking about City, we saw Cole Palmer scored the first goal, and now there's no Gundogan, and they are also not a transition phase, but they're also, going through a change. How do you look at it? And Haaland was terrible in the first half. He couldn't touch the ball. So have teams also cracked that Haaland puzzle, or is it just the first game?
They won't be concerned about Haaland. He will score goals again. Obviously, the standards that he hit last season were unprecedented. So you don't know with Haaland. I mean, it's very
60% of that.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
Championship winning season.
Exactly. So City won't be concerned about the way they played yesterday, nor will they be concerned about the defeat. They are still in very, very good shape. Maybe heading into they might be slightly lethargic because they haven't had that much time. Now, when did their season end? Last season. Pep Guardiola made that point. It ended on 1st June, 2 weeks after Arsenal season ended. Because obviously,
but then the players went and played also in the Nations League and all of those.
Yeah, so
and even Kevin De Bruyne was suffering from an injury.
Players obviously return late for pre-season. That plays a part. So they haven't had as much time as, say, Arsenal. So Arsenal's squad is more settled right now. So Arsenal have to cash in on that heading into the first few games of the season.
Let's make it very clear here before I take something from Biplab. The City, even the last couple of years, they've been slow starters.
Yeah.
But once they hit the stride,
business
it's like you're giving you a head start. Okay, like go 20 meters ahead. We'll start later and then we'll catch up. Once we catch up, then the pressure's on you. That's what they do very well. In fact, Biplab has a point here. He says Arsenal can't win the Premier League and for sure the Champions League in the near future because the club character doesn't have that hunger nor gumption. That's a strong statement.
Very strong statement.
Yeah.
But again, it's
definitely not an Arsenal fan.
No, but it's something he's obviously seen over the years. And obviously, the same thing was said about Liverpool. For the longest time, Liverpool, the years they contended, the Gerrard slip, the time when, I think, the Benitez time when that happened. So, hi. It's okay. So, the Benitez time as well. So, even under Klopp. So, I think for a team to become a winning machine, it takes time.
Exactly.
And you just can't sort of...
Yeah.
We all thought... There was talk last year before last, Arteta's getting sacked.
Yeah.
You need to give... Club need to give coaches time. This hire and fire policy doesn't happen. Look at Guardiola, look at Klopp. Simple examples. That's what they've done with Arsenal.
Yeah.
And he's there. He's the man for the next 5 years, which is what United have realized. They invested in Ten Hag and given him the power. He calls the shots.
And Arsenal, I think that mentality, Arteta is changing that mentality. And no one, when the last season began, no one gave Arsenal a chance to be in top 4. Yeah. And they finished second. So they're already ahead in terms of the progress that they should have been made. So I think that mentality thing will come over the season.
Yeah, let's look at, we heard what Biplab had to say. Let's look at the poll. Is Arsenal's Community Shield triumph a statement win? Yes, 48%.
Oh.
No, 52%. It's close.
It's close.
I think what's now emerged is with Klopp's team in transition, Chelsea still all over the place. I think it's a clear City versus Arsenal with perhaps United second Ten Hag season pushing them.
Yeah.
But I don't think Newcastle can cope with Europe as well as the Premier League.
And they haven't made a lot of signings too.
No, and they also are in that phase where Arsenal were. It will take some time for them.
Arsenal have taken the hits. Now they're a more mature side. And that's important because overall, if you look at their squad, it's still very young. Yeah. And they have experience. So they have to use that experience now and learn from their mistakes that they made in the last 2 seasons. And of course, winning the Premier League, I mean, we can say that Arsenal's target should be winning the Premier League, but winning the Premier League against Manchester City is going to be a very, very tough feat.
Anyway, that's with the story. Let's look at what's coming up today. I will start with my personal favorite, Bryson DeChambeau shooting 58. Only Jim Furyk has shot 58 in on the PGA Tour. So 58 is the holy grail when it comes to golf. Anything else you want to flag off?
Lionel Messi, he just keeps scoring, and he has changed the fortunes of Inter Miami. They were bottom dwellers, and now they're on a 4-game winning streak.
He scored in all 4 games.
And he scored in all the 4 games, and he scored
He's now scored
7 goals in 4 games.
Yeah, and this is the third straight game where he scored a brace, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oof.
What was that about Haaland?
Yeah.
The new Haaland. He's the new Haaland.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's scoring clutch goals. It's not like a cakewalk. Those teams are giving good fights. So that Messi mania continues in America.
And also just something I noticed with all the clips on social media, he's also got a little bit of fight in him. Like he's going for those duels
Passion,
which we didn't see when he was at PSG. So there is a difference.
He's fired up.
Yeah, he's definitely fired up. Of course,
The Women's World Cup is on right now. That's very important. USA out? What a story. But we sort of expected that.
Yeah, well, obviously they weren't at their best in the group stages, but still they played pretty well against Sweden. But a penalty shootout is a lottery, and their reign is finally over. We take a look at their legacy. They're still one of the most dominant sides in the sport of all time. We look at their legacy on and off the pitch. So yeah.
That and much more. It's a Monday. Pack show. See you 6:30 p.m. as they say, India.